for copyright.
Well, they started to do like a warning though.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to TeacherGoals Tech Talk live at FETC 2026. Thank you guys all for joining us. If you guys want to drop in the comments where you're joining from, say hello. My name is Alaina Clark. This is Heather Brown and our guest, Matt Miller here. So, Matt, to get started, can you just tell our audience just a tiny bit about yourself, a little bit about your background?
Sure.
If they don't know you, and I feel like most people know you.
Well, yeah, no. So so my name's Matt Miller from Indiana, fellow Hoosier.
I know. I'm right next door.
Yes, that's right. All the Midwesterners down here in Orlando. So, yes, that's right. Career high school Spanish teacher, taught high school Spanish full-time for 11 years. And then since then, I've been doing a lot of this ditch that textbook work where, you know, I'll do presentations at schools and school districts. I've written 6 books about using technology in education, and have the Ditch That Textbook email newsletter that goes out to a whole bunch of people all over the world where we're sharing practical technology ideas and everything. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. And actually right now, back in the classroom, I'm teaching 1 class a day face-to-face in addition to all my consultant work. So I get that nice blend of, you know, actual face-to-face teacher along with getting to do cool things for teachers.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go back?
Oh gosh, lots of reasons. Number one, I just, I missed it, you know, that sort of daily creative struggle of trying to engage kids and meet them where they are and everything. And I missed the connection with the colleagues. My wife teaches down the hallway from my class, and 2 of my kids are in the same school. So, you know, a lot of my family is there, but a big part of it, honestly, was that I knew that AI was becoming a part of the day-to-day in schools, not just, you know, the school sponsored, sanctioned, you know, this is the way we're going to use it, but also the, you know, students kind of behind the scenes using it. And I just wanted to see all of it with my own 2 eyes, and it has been a wake-up call. You know, it's been a lot of reality, and it's good because it's also helped me to, you know, figure out when it comes to creating resources for teachers and doing presentations and everything. I got a lot of that boots on the ground stuff.
Exactly.
So all of that stuff was why I went back.
That's one of the things I love, is that you went back to the classroom.
Yeah.
Because then what you say has even more meaning,
right,
because you are living it with the rest of us. I love that.
Yeah. And you see, for me, I mean, you know, I know that that's important to folks, but also for me, it's like, I want to know what's really going on. I don't want to just like imagine it and, you know, sit at my desk.
It's different than being in a classroom.
Yeah, exactly.
And dealing with the, you know, all the little things your students and questions you get, and actually experiencing it.
Yes, it's a whole different ballgame. So.
Well, can you share a little bit about any sessions you have at FETC?
Yeah, absolutely. I just got done with an AI summit for teachers. We were talking about AI literacy for teachers, kind of like the essentials and everything.
Yeah.
And so I split that up with my friends Ken Shelton and Holly Clark, and each of us did a 2-hour block. And mine actually coincides very nicely with 2 of the breakout sessions I'm doing for FETC. I'm doing one called Prompt Like a Boss.
I like that.
So it's like lots of prompting
like
tips and ideas and everything. And so that one, you know, I'm trying to go beyond the basics of, you know, oh, use this prompting framework and that kind of thing. Like, we talk about things like context windows, you know, the idea that AI can only hold so much stuff in its working memory. And if you give it too much, then it starts to forget things.
That's a really good topic, actually, because I feel like a lot of people don't fully grasp that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I'll give you an example. In my class, I was using Brisk Teaching to do a kind of like a student activity. And it was a multi-step student activity that I was asking Brisk's like student chatbots to do. And because it was so multi-step and so detailed, it forgot half of the
Yeah.
stuff that I was saying. And so instead of making one great big student activity, I broke it up into a bunch of little ones.
Yeah.
Because the AI model that Brisk was using, the context window was too small for it. And so that was one thing. The other thing we talked about that sometimes people don't know about is multi-shot prompting. Multi-shot prompting.
Okay, I've never
I
heard
was gonna
that.
say, I need this one
I
explained.
really am curious now.
Now, this is something that you've probably done and you just might not have words for it.
Okay.
Multi-shot prompting is when you give it some examples of the types of things that you want it to do.
Okay.
So for instance, if I'm saying I'm looking for a lesson about this particular topic, here are some of the types of things that I want. And you give it a few different examples. That's called multi-shot prompting.
Okay.
If you just say, I want a lesson about this thing, and you don't give any examples, that's called no-shot prompting.
Okay.
And so what you want to do is you want to give it some examples for it to emulate, and then you get a better chance of being able to get what you want. So those are just a couple of the things that are in that presentation about prompting. So anyway, that's one of them. And then I've got another session about academic integrity called AI and Cheating, Real Talk from the Classroom.
I bet that's
because I've had to push up against some of that stuff in my own classroom too. And so, you know, a lot of times that's where, that's where people like to get ideas and strategies and tips, but they also just like to be heard too, you know, just to be able to talk through their own realities. So anyway, that's some of the stuff that I'm doing here at FETC.
Love it. Yeah. And this, again, I'm sure I already know the answer to this, but this is definitely not your first FETC.
Correct.
What is this number for you?
Oh gosh, I haven't counted them, but if I had
to, high.
Yeah, I would guess I'd say maybe 7.
Okay. And then I didn't ask you, but what is this for you?
How many years ago were we in New Orleans?
For
FETC.
FETC, that was maybe 3 or 4 years.
That was my first one, so probably my 4th, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is my first. So we have like a nice variation there. I love that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I'm having a great time. But one thing I've been asking some of our guests is, especially since you are currently in a school, like what are you seeing are some of the most concerns right now from your other fellow colleagues and educators? Like what are the stressors they're dealing with? What's really on their brains
just at
right
large?
now?
Yeah. Oh gosh, so many things. I think engagement is hard.
Yeah.
And it has been since it has been post-COVID. I'm not one of those people who wants to blame all of our issues on COVID or anything, but I do realize that things are different since then, you know. And so I'd say engagement is one big issue. Attendance is another one, you know. Just keeping kids in school and making sure that they're motivated and they have a reason, you know. I think those are some of the things. There's one other off the top of my head. It was there and now it's gone. I don't know. But it's I mean, it's just it's tough to the other thing was that I think that we have some gaps in the abilities of students of what they're able to do that we didn't have before. Because I've talked to lots of teachers who would say, this is the standard that we used to keep when we did this project or when we did this activity, or by the end of the year, my students used to be able to get here. And they're having a hard time getting back up there. And I think, I don't know if it's, you know, that, you know, students still have some gaps from COVID or some gaps from, you know, being incessantly on social media all the time, or, you know, there's just something going on there where it's hard to be able to live up to the same standards that they did before. And so sometimes, you know, teachers are like, hey, this is the standard. This is what I expect. And if kids are only maybe right here, that's where you start to see them reaching for ChatGPT sometimes to try to shore up that gap because they don't know how to get there. And I think there's got to be a real honest discussion about if kids aren't there yet, we need to reset our expectations. We need to do something. You know, we need to get real about it because I think just saying, well, these are my expectations, meet it or don't, they're either not going to or they're going to artificially do it with a tech tool.
And that's not really where learning really comes.
Yeah, exactly. That's not learning. That's just playing the game of school to try to
get the grade, get the pass that class, or you know, whatever it may be.
Move on and graduate.
Yes, exactly. Get the points to get the grade to move on. That's not what we're about.
No. And it really shouldn't be the basis of education. Well, one thing we're asking all of our guests is, this, since we are teacher goals,
Yes.
what is one goal you have? It could be personally, it could be professionally for this coming year.
One goal for this year. Gosh, there's so many different directions that I could go with this,
I know.
I'm going to say for me, it's
you can give us more than one.
Yeah. Well, really, it's just to sort of break out of the rut that I've sort of been in.
Okay.
You know how you teach something for a little while and you get comfortable with the way things are and you sort of rely back on the same activities and the same stuff. And, even though I'm the ditch that textbook guy and I write about, using technology and being creative and teaching and all that stuff, I get stuck in the ruts too.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of feeling one right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for me and part of it was I was going back in the classroom. So I'm just trying to get my feet under me and everything. But I think I'm finally at that point where I've got my sea legs.
I mean, when you go back to the classroom, that's just like an adjustment.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Adjustment period.
And so I feel myself getting back into it and I'm starting to, I'm sort of level setting and I feel like I'm back.
Yeah.
But now I'm ready to try something different.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of my goal is to, now it's finally time to move on and do something a little bit more or different or better.
Spark.
Yes, exactly. Even if it's a small one too,
Yeah.
I think, those great big moments start with teeny tiny small steps. And so I think I'm ready to take that first step, whatever that ends up being.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. We'll see what it is. I don't know. So.
And one thing I want you to share I want you to share where our people can find you.
Yes.
But then also I wanted to ask you, is your summit still going on, your online conference?
For about 9 more hours.
Okay, I was gonna say, because you were talking about.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your summit? Because I was been watching some of it, and it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the summit is something that we do every year in December through like the first week in January.
Yeah.
It's called the Ditch Summit. You can go to ditchsummit.com. It's where you want to go. Ditchsummit.com, and you can sign up for free. And we've got like at this point more than 100 pre-recorded video presentations from all sorts of different speakers and all different walks of education. And so it's open for about 4 weeks. Today, Sunday, is the last day. We're getting ready to shut it down.
Soon, but I thought because you do it you do a long stretch too.
Yes,
like
we do for 4 weeks. The idea is to do the last week-ish of school, because I know that some people like to watch it as school is wrapping up. They're grading their final exams, they're getting everything finished up, and they'll watch.
Yeah.
And then during break, we've got some folks that will watch during break when they have some time to themselves. And then the first week back of school, some of them are like, we're not totally geared up yet.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit of a lag time. So that's a good time. So we do it for 4 weeks on purpose there. And then we close it down until the next year. And then it opens back up again.
I love that.
So we can look forward to it next December again.
Yes, that's right. The plan is to bring it back. I mean, this was our 10th year of the Ditch Summit.
Wow, I didn't realize you've been doing it that long.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, after 10 years, why shut it down now?
No, you probably got, you've got like your system down, I'm sure, and everything. That's when it gets a little bit easier.
Yes.
I'm sure you made it like bigger though every year.
Well, and what we do,
bit.
and what we do is every year we have like 8 or 9 or 10 new presentations. But then we keep adding them to the old ones. So after you do this for 10 years,
you've got a nice collection.
We've got a huge library on lots of different topics and stuff. So
Okay, well, make sure to share your social. So where's the best place for people to connect with you socially?
I don't know. Where is it anymore?
So
probably the easiest way is just to go to ditchthattextbook.com.
Okay.
That's got links to all of the places. I'm still on the Twitter or the X or whatever you want to call it.
We were just talking about that.
Someone called it Twix earlier.
Twix. I love that.
I was
that's
that's
great.
so good.
Yeah, that is. I'm trying to do TikTok more. I feel like that's kind of
we
like
all are trying to do.
We're trying.
Yeah.
It's not our generation as much, let's be real.
Right, exactly. And then I just started doing LinkedIn like a couple of years ago. I hadn't really done LinkedIn, and I really like the community there. So anyway, those are probably my big places. So
awesome.
Cool.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience, or anything upcoming or exciting you do have on the works?
Yeah. Actually, I'm putting the finishing touches on a book right now.
Awesome.
It's a book about AI literacy.
Okay.
Kind of excited about it
Yeah.
because I started finding in my own high school Spanish classes, high school Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
that I was able to talk about AI literacy with my students in little bits and pieces. Because whenever we were using AI generated resources with it was an image or a story, or we were engaging with the chatbot or something, it opened up these little opportunities to analyze and critique that. And it let me talk about AI within the context of my Spanish class. And I feel like so many people talk about, oh, AI literacy is for the tech teacher. Oh, that's not for me. Oh, that's not my job. But the reality is that we all get little opportunities, and it can just be in these little quick conversations. Yeah. And so I'm pulling a whole bunch of tips and strategies and stories from my own classroom about that idea together in a book called AI Literacy in Any Class.
Awesome.
And so getting ready to publish that. I was hoping it would be out by now.
Yeah.
But I'm probably looking more realistically at February or March. Like we're close.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, the editing process and everything.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
And things get pushed back.
Yes.
Okay, well, I wanted to thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
And we had a great conversation. And thank you guys so much that tuned in and are watching.
Yes.
And stay tuned as we will have.
Coach Carrie says she loves the shirt. It says AI is my new teaching assistant.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes,
Love it.
That's right. You're going to have to, hey, do you have those for sale?
Yes. Ditch.link/merch.
Okay, there we go. She's going to have to grab herself one. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stay here. In about 10 minutes, we'll be on with We Will Write.
Sure. I
Yeah, she's like, sure.
They're awesome. I love them. Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in.